Oh,
Okay.
go ahead, Tom. I just wanted you to
Yep.
talk a little bit about, your grandson's playing minor hockey, and we were talking about. You said he'd be a checker, and I said, well, our elite teams and nationals, our provincial teams, and they don't check. They're just the highly skilled players. So the ones that get all the ice time and attention, and the checkers like us, sort of go by the wayside.
Yeah, no, there's something for whatever reasons, there's some sort of sex appeal to, for being offensively gifted.
Yeah,
When in fact the bread and butter, as you know, Wally, of being good teams and being a good participant on a team
yeah,
is being able to play both sides of the puck well and and even sometimes with a deeper commitment required to defense,
yeah,
putting yourself in a good spot by being able to read, the flow of the offense and where things are directed and putting yourself in a position to contribute to, getting the puck back. And,
yeah,
it's interesting, Wally. I remember, I don't know if I told you this story, but Pavel Datsyuk was coming off an injury. He and I in Detroit, I was working with him on his return to hockey to playing. And so we did a drill, where I was passing pucks to him and he was doing something beyond that. And he came over to me, and I'll tell you, he's the most talented, skilled, um, aware, hockey sense player defensively that I've ever been around.
yeah,
And when I say skill, defensive skill was remarkable. All four of his skating teammates knew exactly what was going because of his leadership defensively.
yeah,
But what I was going to tell you is that we did a drill for maybe 20 minutes, and he wanted me to pass him the puck. So of course I was bearing right down, just snapping him in and trying to hit this, the stick blade, and I
yeah,
was doing a good job, but I was really bearing down. He came over to me and said, Tommy, he says, I don't want it on my stick.
yeah,
He says, I want it in the air. I want it behind me. I want to have to catch it and knock it down. I want to have to play it off the boards.
yeah,
And I thought, that's hockey.
yeah, yeah.
It was amazing. It was
Well,
amazing.
when everybody gets on, and I'm glad we recorded it because I'm going to edit that portion out. Players like him and all of the players that get to that level, they have to learn to play defense. And he wasn't a high draft pick, was he?
I think he was seventh round.
Yeah,
Crazy, amazing, amazing. I,
yeah,
I think that I don't know Kenny. I remember Kenny, and drafting him, and when I saw him, Wally, he looked like he was 12 years old and
yeah.
weighed about 70 pounds.
Hi, Craig. We're just talking about Pavel Datsyuk and Tom coaching him. He had telling an interesting story about we got talking about elite players growing up and not learning to play a team game. And he agrees and he knows that, but
Good response.
he shared a conversation with Datsyuk as being one of the smartest players without the puck that he's ever seen. So
Yeah.
you might go back to that early. I'll be letting people in off and on. And I am recording right now, and Jordan's joined us. Thank you, Jordan. And McKinley's on as well. Um, we still got a couple minutes till the kickoff. So, Tom, I, if you could continue, why were we talking about Datsyuk and how did it all come about that talking about Pavel Datsyuk?
Sure. So, hi everybody. Wally and I were just chatting about my 9-year-old grandson playing playing hockey. I thought he was going to be a playmaker, but now I think he's a defensive player, which brought to mind Pavel Datsyuk, who is probably the most skilled defensive player I've ever seen in terms of hockey sense, in terms of steering and dictating the play, in terms of a quick stick, takeaways. tracking back, lifting sticks, all those types of things, and then making some magic happen beyond that. And it's interesting because one of the stories I was telling Wally is that I was helping Pavel rehab and coming back from injury to play again, and I was doing a passing drill with him. Pretty much in the neutral zone more than anywhere else. But and I was telling, as I mentioned to Wally, I was bearing down. I was really working hard to put the passes on his stick, and I'm really intense about it. And back in the day, the one thing I could do was pass a puck, so I thought I had a chance. But he skated over to me after about 6 or 7 minutes of doing this, and he said, "Tommy," he said, "I don't want the puck on my stick." He said, "You have to make it harder." He said that I want it behind me. I want it in the air. I want to have to knock it down. I want to have to play it off the boards. And I thought, and you mentioned I coached Pavel Datsyuk. That, to be honest with you, Pavel Datsyuk coached me. And it was remarkable at that age. And I'd already coached a few years in the NHL as a head coach. And here I am learning from the mentee teaches the mentor, and it was just sensational. And he is one of the most gifted players I've seen on both sides of the puck for sure. But how everyone could read off of him defensively was remarkable and fun to be around.